you ever wondered about the true origins of our current education system? Where did it all begin, and why? These intriguing questions often get lost in the hustle of modern life. We're so accustomed to our educational framework, few of us question its roots. Yet there's a tale to be told, a history rich with knowledge, power, and yes, even conspiracy. It's a journey through time from ancient India's Pathshala system to the British system we follow today. Let us embark on an enlightening journey to uncover the truth. Our journey begins in ancient India, where the Pathshala system of education thrived. In the midst of the bustling bazaars and the grandeur of the royal palaces, there existed a humble yet powerful entity, the Pathshala. This was an institution that was more than just a school. It was a place where young minds were not just filled with facts, but were shaped to think, question, and discover. The Pathshala system was unique. It was based on the principles of holistic development, fostering intellectual, physical, and spiritual growth. The gurus, or teachers, were the guiding lights, leading their students on a journey of exploration and learning. These gurus were revered, not just for their knowledge, but for their wisdom and character. The teaching methods used in the Pathshala were far from rote learning. They focused on interactive, practical learning. The students were encouraged to question, to seek, to understand. They learned through stories, through debates, through hands-on activities. Learning was not a chore, it was a joy. Subjects taught in the Pathshala were not confined to academics. Yes, there was mathematics, science, literature, and philosophy, but there was also art, music, drama, physical education. There was a balance between the mind and the body, between the intellect and the emotions. The Pathshala system was not just about knowledge, it was about wisdom. It was about understanding the world around us, about understanding ourselves. It was about building character, about instilling values. It was about creating individuals who were not just educated but enlightened. But then a change swept across the land. A new power emerged, bringing with it a new system of education. This was the British system, a system that was starkly different from the Pathshala. The Pathshala system was a beacon of knowledge, but then a new influence arrived on the shores of India. The British, with their rigid curriculum, their focus on rote learning, their disregard for holistic development, began to replace the Pathshala system. The stage was set for a clash of cultures, a clash of ideologies. And so our story continues. Enter the British, with their own ideas about education, vastly different from the Pathshala system. As the sun of the 18th century set, the British East India Company rose to power, carrying with them a suitcase full of new concepts and ideologies. As they established their rule, they began to introduce their own education system, a departure from the traditional Pathshala system that had been the backbone of Indian society for centuries. The British education system was a stark contrast to the Pathshala system. Instead of the open-air learning under the shade of a tree, classrooms were now confined to four walls. The emphasis shifted from holistic development to rote learning and memorization. The rich tapestry of Indian literature, philosophy and science was replaced with English language and Western literature. The focus was no longer on personal growth, but on producing clerks and civil servants for the empire. The British saw the Pathshala system as a threat to their colonial rule. They believed that to control India, they had to control the minds of its people. And so they began a systematic campaign to undermine and replace the Pathshala system. The British introduced laws that made their education system mandatory, while the Pathshala system was slowly pushed into oblivion. In a cunning move cloaked in the guise of progress, they painted the Pathshala system as outdated and primitive. They touted their system as modern and progressive, a beacon of enlightenment in the so-called darkness of India. The British, with their superior artillery and what seemed like a moral responsibility, began to reshape the Indian education system in their own image. The native system of education, which had once been the pride of the nation, was now seen as an obstacle to progress. The British had successfully managed to cast a shadow of doubt over the Pathshala system, leading to its steady decline. The British system prevailed, but at what cost? The cost was the loss of a rich educational heritage that had once flourished in the subcontinent. This was the beginning of a new era, an era where the British system reigned supreme, leaving the Pathshala system as a mere memory in the pages of history. As we navigate the corridors of our schools today, remnants of the British system echo around us. We've inherited a system that replaced our ancient Pathshala, but was it an upgrade or a carefully planned strategy? The British system may have taught us to read, write and calculate, but it also uprooted our cultural knowledge. Could there have been a hidden agenda in this educational overhaul? It's time we question, understand, and learn from our past to shape a better future for education.